Good day everyone. In this video, I want to share my personal experience with the recent calamities that struck our country, Typhoon Dino and the strong earthquakes we felt. These events brought fear, anxiety, and unexpected challenges, but they also taught me important lessons about faith, resilience, and taking care of our environment. My experience during the earthquake. The recent earthquake was the most terrifying one I have ever experienced. I was sleeping when it happened, and I suddenly woke up because of the ground shaking so strongly. The shock was overwhelming. Everything felt double because I was still half asleep, confused and scared. But in that moment of fear, my father was beside me. He was watching TV, and when he saw me crying, shouting, and trembling, he immediately hugged me, and I felt comforted. And despite of the panic, I closed my eyes and prayed silently, asking God to protect us. That moment reminded me that even in fear, we are not alone, and we are never alone. My experience during the Typhoon Dino. When Typhoon Dino was announced as possibly stronger than Yolanda, I became very worried, and I kept thinking about what might happen. But when the typhoon started, I was too tired and drained to focus on what was happening outside. My family always prays the rosary every day, and my parents decided to pray at 3 a.m. while the rain poured heavily and the wind howled loudly. But because of the exhaustion, I continued sleeping. When they woke me up at around 4 a.m., the sound of heavy rain and strong wind made me anxious again, and I remembered that there is a typhoon. Still, I prayed and surrendered my fear to God. Seeing the news later, people losing homes, losing loved ones, broke my heart. These calamities reminded me how fragile life can be. And my reflection about that is this experience were traumatic and emotionally draining. There were moments when I felt overwhelmed by fear, worry, and uncertainty. Despite everything, I realized that faith gives me strength. Surrendering my worries to God helped me stay hopeful. I learned that no matter how strong the storms, how powerful the earthquake, God's protection is stronger. We need to trust Him, pray, and believe that He will guide us through every difficulty. At the same time, these calamities also reminded us that we must take care of our planet. Climate change and environmental destruction make disasters worse. We should not take our world for granted. Even small acts, saving energy, avoiding waste, and respecting nature can make a difference. And also, we need to open our eyes and vote wisely. In the end, the recent typhoon and earthquake taught me two important lessons. First, that we should trust God fully, surrender our fears, and hold on to faith no matter how scary the situation is. Second, that we have a responsibility to protect our planet and treat it with